Good morning, and it's time for the news right here on Times Television TTV, and you're with me, Ronald Mpaso. First, the headlines. Report warns politics is becoming a preserve of the rich. Expert says the recent diesel price reduction may not lower the cost of goods and services. And in other news, Parliament urged to intervene in Malawi Defense Force land disputes. We have these and other stories. Stay with us. In our top story, the cost of contesting parliamentary elections in Malawi has nearly doubled within one electoral cycle, raising fears that politics is becoming a preserve of the wealthy. A new report by the Westminster Foundation for Democracy says rising campaign costs are preventing ordinary citizens, particularly women and young people, from participating in politics. Clever Male has the story.
The report says candidates who contested the 2025 parliamentary elections spent an average of 88.8 million kwacha, up from 14.8 million kwacha in 2019. For candidates who secured at least 20% of the vote, average campaign expenditure reached 166.6 million kwacha. The report further says that after adjusting for inflation, campaign costs rose by 77.5%, making politics unaffordable for many Malawians. According to the report, candidates financed most of their campaigns from their own pockets, with limited support from political parties. Lead researcher Michael Wachman says the trend is shutting out capable leaders who lack financial resources and is weakening public confidence in the country's democratic progress.
This has huge consequences. We talk about the representative qualities of democracy. It excludes most Malawians from ever having a shot at being in this primary democratic institution. That can reduce the trust in politics. It can also have serious consequences for corruption, as those who have endured these very costly campaigns try to recoup the money being spent in their campaigns. So we think this has really significant consequences, and it's really time to think about the solutions now. We presented results in 2019. There has been some reform on the table, but what this report is showing is that reform was not effective. We need to think both about the legislation, but also how we enforce this legislation.
Second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Esther Jolobala, says the findings reflect the reality on the ground, arguing that the high cost of politics continues to disadvantage women, young people, and persons with disabilities.
I would like to agree with the researchers that whatever they have written in the report and the recommendation, it is reflecting a true reflection on the ground, that politics in Malawi, it is very expensive. That is why we have been talking about women participation, the youth participation, and the people with disability being excluded in as far as politics is concerned.
The Westminster Foundation for Democracy says the findings should trigger national debate on campaign finance reforms before the next general elections, as explained by Africa Director Michael Nevin.
The lessons are that politicians are having to spend more and more and more. So how sustainable is that, both for those who want to be in politics, but also for the health of Malawi's democracy?
Among other recommendations, the report calls for stronger enforcement of campaign finance laws, tighter regulation of political spending, and reforms aimed at making elections more affordable and inclusive.
Mbelwa